Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver and today we have a Hoard Dragon game for you. This is an interesting game, kind of a rags to riches game if you will. So yeah, let's just begin. Yeah, so we get a decent start with I like getting a unicorn in front of a mad mim early. It's a good chunk of stats. The high toughness of the unicorn allows it to like double trade with things, which is generally very important early, especially on Hoard Dragon. You really want to be strong early, of course. Like as long as you survive the early game, you're probably just going to win late with level 7 treasures. So this is a little bit of an awkward turn. So we could have taken a mim and just spread our stats out a little bit more, but I decided to just go straight for the treasure. The treasure map is very tempting, but we're going to take Fancy Pants here just as a tempo play that can give us value over time and give us strength over time with stats, and we're going to lock the Brave Princess. Getting the extra stats on the Brave Princess is going to be very good for us. Now that masked into Skip, so they're already 2 experience ahead of the lobby, so that's a little bit concerning. And I could have taken the Good Witch here, but I'm gonna go with the Stag instead. It's a higher risk, but a higher upside. So I figure we've got 5 toughness on it, so it's not a huge, incredibly likely that it gets sniped immediately. I mean, 5 toughness isn't generally enough to stop. Even at this stage in the game, it's not enough to stop their first attacker. But I mean, there's a higher chance, anyways. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, we got a couple slays in that last turn as well, so that's very good for us. And we're still not playing this the Spellweaver, although the Spellweaver might fit in this comp if we put it where the Ogre Princess is, but we decide not to. I mean, it's only got 2 power right now, so even with the +3/+3, like a 5 power range is obviously very good, but we're strong enough that we can play our econ unit over the range character. And I don't mind Godmother here. It's pretty solid on 4.0 if you have a full good board. And getting the Fancy Pants stats on it is actually very good, because one of the weaknesses of Godmother is, like, if you stack up a bunch of toughness, generally if you don't have either a way to abuse the toughness or enough attack, then the toughness just does not matter. So and here we're gonna sell down and get this pair of Spellweavers, even though it doesn't really fit on our board very well, but if we can Beauty's Influence it, then it's pretty good. And the Ogre Princess is just falling off a little bit at this point, and getting the donkey in the back is kind of good with the Godmother. Just try and get as much toughness on it as we can. This opponent's pretty strong though, and manages to chew through our board pretty easily. Unfortunately, we didn't get any donkey value because it got sniped by the mummy. We pick up a Forking Rod, which is very good. We really don't, at this point, since we have the Forking Rod, we really don't want to get out of this pair of Mims. Otherwise, I would have devoured one of them. So we're gonna fork the Devour on the donkey. We haven't paired it up, and the Nutcracker kind of serves the same function as the donkey. We want to just stack toughness on it and get some value out of it. In this case, a level 5 treasure over some summons. But this opponent is very strong. They have a incredibly large board for this early. They've got their Potion Master with the Cookbook and a Moonsong Horn already, so they've been really playing tempo there and tempoed us right down. So we're in kind of an awkward spot where Godmother is going to start falling off now. I mean, we haven't really seen it since we picked up the Godmother. We've lost 2 fights in a row, so it really hasn't been that good. I considered Sky Castle for a second, but then realized that we don't have any royals that care about being tripled, so it's kind of a no-brainer to pick up Moonsong Horn, especially since we have Fork. It's definitely not even close there. And yeah, we tripled up the Spellweaver, so we're getting some decent value out of the Fork on the Spellweaver as well. So we can finally put the Spellweaver in. We managed to deny them their Polywoggle Slays there. We sort of punish them for trying to get greedy with those a little bit. Now it's a little awkward. There's only 1 4 in the shop. If there was just a couple more, like a couple 4s or even a 5 as well in this shop, this would be so much better to Masquerade Ball, but we're gonna do it anyways. We do find a Lancelot and a Jormungand, and also a pair for the Friendly Spirit. Just trying to figure out which one I want to put the Fancy Pants buff on, and it's gonna be Lancelot. We need it to slay because it's gonna be great with. I mean, we need to get the slay to make Jormungand really, really good. Although Jormungand, you could put it in 1 at this stage in the game, and it's probably going to slay itself and then just give itself +20/+20. But this way, we're going to hopefully get some extra value out of it as well. And yeah, a couple late, like, sort of panic rolls at the end there. We skipped two triples that we wanted and don't hit the lock button. So that's awkward and a little painful. We get a slay with the lance, so that's gonna give our Yorma a nice big stat boost. We don't quite have enough power to slay a second time with lance though, but we do win the fight. Alright, now we triple our Mim, and we don't find Crystal Ball, which is the only reason we were keeping it, so honestly it was pretty unlikely, but I felt like we needed to at least try with this Forking Rod and Moonsong Horn. Alright, then we triple our Friendly Spirit. So we found the 2 triples that we rolled over in the last second in the last turn, so we don't get incredibly punished, and this Mim is big enough to make our Lance upgrade this next turn, so I could just fork the Flourish on the Nutcracker, but I don't. I think I'm maybe being a little bit too choosy about the spells. I think I missed a Flourish that I could have cast on an earlier turn with the fork as well, and maybe gotten the Nutcracker to finish its quest by now. And Lance just barely survives a hit there, but luckily it does, because this opponent is bigger than us, but the Jormungand is gonna be big enough to clean up their board, and it's very fortunate because this opponent has a World Tree, so if they were allowed to get through another shop, they'd probably get close to unbeatable for us if they picked up any Lordies or Ashwoods or Good Boys or anything like that. And our Lance is going to give us a Wand of Weirding, so now anything that costs under 2 or under, or 3 or under with the Moonsong Horn, we're going to get to cast 3 times, which is going to give us some value. Triple Kidnap is nice sometimes, but we're just going to roll past it here. Now again, getting attack on the Lance is going to be really important, just because we want to get the value out of the Jormungand. So we're just gonna put 3 attack spells on him and hope that gets there. Here I probably should have just sold something and bought the Cupid. I feel like I really undervalue Cupid. I don't know. What do you guys think of Cupid? Do you think it's a good scam unit? I see a lot of high level players pick up Cupid very aggressively. Maybe not very aggressively, but a lot more aggressively than I do. And yeah, maybe that's just a blind spot for me. So anyways, the opponent's Doom Breath completely ruined that fight, and we take another huge chunk of damage. So we're getting into pretty close to dead territory, but we might be able to survive one more loss. Now we're hoping this Trophy Hunter is not incredibly large here. We don't really have like a good direction. We're not Slay. Like, we got a couple Slay characters, but we need to get off of them pretty quick here. So we're gonna take that Robin Wood and the Shoulder Fairies just as They're just solid tempo characters. They're just solid stats and range, and they can do a little bit of work. Just kind of stopping bleeding, basically. And yeah, they take out our Medusa immediately, which is a little concerning. But fortunately, we take out their mummy right back, so they don't really get a chance to really go off there. And getting the Slay with the Lance made the Yorm big enough to survive the mummy hit. And there's a good boy, so that's some direction. And with the wand fork combo, like we can put a lot of stats on it for pretty cheap. I consider just putting 20 health on it here. We're not going to get the benefit of the forking rod though, so I think I do pass it. But honestly, like, it's going to get the Robin Hood buff, so getting that 7 extra attack and then the 20 extra health might have been the play there. But I did roll past it, and might have been a mistake though. We could have used a shard on something, but we're gonna sell down and just cast 3 rotten apples here and hope that gives us enough power and enough trading power to survive the fight or win the fight here. We do rotten apple and then attack into their hippocampus, which is huge. But they get a lot of stats on that on their back row because of their horn and Princess P, and we go down to 1. So that's we're definitely in a very scary position here. We need to find some kind of power spike. Although we're a little bit away from, or little ways away from like tripling a 6 here. Traditional method anyway, so. And there's also a triple kiss. Since I'm against the ghost, I'm willing to just triple kiss this the Spellweaver. It's not good anyways, and yeah, we get a giant Ashwood out of it, so I'd say that's an upgrade. Considered locking for the other one, but I guess we just don't have the luxury of casting a spell like that, a gambling spell, if you will, for against a real opponent. We need to find like a Pigomorph. So I'm gonna lock this Drink Me potion and hope we find some kind of either tempo spell or some way to keep us in the game as long as possible. And then Nutcracker gets taken out by the mummy. Kind of unfortunate. It's just can't catch a break with it. Alright, and so there's a Beauty's Influence. So my first thought was maybe Beauty's Influence the Medusa, but we've got Wand of Weirding and this Evil Twin, so we can triple this good boy and then get a level 7 treasure. And there's a Excalibur Round Table, but World Tree is a pretty easy pickup here since we have the Golden Ashwood, we've got a Golden Good Boy. Yeah, and we can just jam Medusa in now. And there's also a Lordy in the shop when we roll, so we get an enormous power spike here. Although our opponent is still on 39 health at this stage in the game, so we haven't seen them in a while. We've been very fortunate to dodge them after getting beat down by them early in the game. But yeah, they got a lot of stats, but we're able to trade with, and we get some decent attacks. Our Medusa getting to attack there is very, very important and very good. And we pick up another Lordy. Add another big chunk of stats to our board. Just looking for a spell to cast at this point. And there's another TLK, which we might as well fire off on the Lance. We're not going to be able to buy anything else, and a random Golden 6 with World Tree has a lot more value than even just in general. I mean, random Golden 6s are really good for finding direction, but with World Tree, like, there's just so many hits that can just give you a huge power spike. And I mean, a Golden Lordy is Pretty much the best thing we could have asked for at this point in there, or with that True Love's Kiss. All right, we take out the other player, and now it's just down to us and the 29 health player. Now this might be getting a little bit too cute here, but I'm gonna pick up this this copycat because I mean, I do pick it up here. Okay. I wasn't sure for a second, so but yeah, so we can just put Good Boy behind it, and it's like having Good Boy with Crown of Atlas. Like everything's gonna get the Good Boy stats, and the fact that it's gonna have so many stats from these Lordies and Ashwood, then we're gonna get just a ton of stats out of this Good Boy with the copycat, and we're gonna take Wombats as well, because Wombats is just fantastic on World Tree. Yeah, and they found a little bit more stats. They got some more toughness now, but our World Tree and Infinite Golden Lordies are just too many. And we take another copycat, which is again, it's probably a little bit too cute. It's probably shouldn't be taking meme cards at this point, just to kind of flex on them. So, but we find another evil twin, which we can use on any character, so why not just pick up some more Lordies? And also we get a mirror, so we're gonna put the Good Boy back in the front, so it gets the benefit of being resummoned by mirror, and we're gonna put copycat so it can resummon Wombat stuff. But to be honest, like, we probably don't get enough board space for that to really happen, if we're being real. Because before we even get that, I mean, we do get one summon out of it, but it's not really the ideal situation that I was hoping for when I put it in. And at this point, the copycat stays are done. It was fun while it lasted, but it's just it's like I said, it's too cute, and there's no real reason to have it in play anymore. And we're gonna take a Good Boy here and not play the Wombat, just gives us a little bit of redundancy. Like if they Pigomorph or Medusa our golden Good Boy, I mean, we still probably have enough stats to be able to win, but you never know. They could Power Spike again and Pigomorph us, and then we don't. So yeah, there we go. With just 1 health and a World Tree, is really all you need to win any lobby, I guess, in Storybook. So yeah. Yeah, so if you liked the video, consider giving it a like or subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps the channel. I really appreciate it. Leaving a comment also helps a lot. And also I really like hearing from everybody, and yeah, I respond to every comment, so yeah, feel free to comment on the game or just say hi. And I have started a Discord server that'll be in the description next to my other socials. Follow me there if you'd like to, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow.